folks, on behalf of Astromatrix, my name is Marcel and I'm here today to talk to you about the lunar eclipse full moon that is happening on the 19th of November at 27 degrees of Taurus. But before I dive into that, I would just like to ask, please, if you enjoy our content, to support us by liking and subscribing. And then at the end of each lunar explanation, I do a small tarot reading on behalf of the collective, just to give some more insight and information as to the symbols that are playing out. All right, so as I mentioned, it's a lunar eclipse and it's the last lunar eclipse of the year. However, it also introduces us moving back into eclipse season. So the next eclipse will be happening in December, which will bring an end to the eclipses of this year. And an eclipse is such a powerful point in our lives because it reflects a pivotal turning point. And it has such a strong impact lasting up to 2 years. And so this is setting in motion something that will moving forward in your life. I feel that this is accentuated by the fact that at the beginning of next year in January, we have the transiting nodal axis, which represents our life's direction. It's where we're needing to evolve to. This is moving from Gemini and Sagittarius into Taurus and Scorpio, the Taurus-Scorpio axis. So the transiting nodal axis will be in Taurus. I will be doing a video on this, so do keep an eye out. Once again, if you ring the notification bell, you can receive an update when this does come out. So the Taurus, first of all, the full moon is it's not just a full moon; it's the eclipse. So it's going to be very, very powerful, and it's on the Taurus-Scorpio axis. So the full moon in Taurus represents a period of culmination. A full moon is always about things coming into light, things completing, things coming to an end before we move into a new cycle. So because it's in Taurus, it has to do with the following themes. It has to do with our sense of security, our confidence, because it's connected to our values, our value system. It is very much a financial area of the chart because it rules the second house, and the second house has to do with money. Subsequently, Scorpio is also a money part of the chart because it rules the 8th house. So whereas Taurus represents our money, our values, our sense of security, Scorpio in the 8th house is about the other. So it involves death, taxes, mortgages, investments, inheritances, and also money that we share with our partners or that we achieve through work. So there's this tension that's playing out. Other people's money and finances, other people's values. It's also to do with intimacy and the subconscious in the 8th house of Scorpio versus our values, our sense of security, and our finances. So this is coming under review. Now, it'll be helpful to understand what area of your chart this plays out in, because that house will give you a sense of what the themes are that you're going to be working with. So when I say themes, I mean, for instance, if it's in your 2nd and 8th house, you know that you are directly dealing with money matters. If it's in your 1st and 7th house, then you know that it's working with your relationship with yourself, your ego, how it is that you present yourself to the world as an individual versus the other and your relationships with other. So the Taurus energy is, as I mentioned, it's about stability and security. It's about your values. It's ruled by Venus, so it's very much around sensuality, a sense of aesthetics. But it's also, it seeks stability and security. It doesn't like change. It wants consistency, and it's not about plunging to the depths like the Scorpio sun is about. So the Scorpio sun is about passionate intensity versus the Taurus energy, which is about consistency and stability and security. So in order for us to fully understand our values, we really need to examine what our values are not. And this is where this axis, I feel, comes in. So we may have these ideals or these desires that we wish for ourselves that are based on what we think our values are, but we can't fully achieve it if there are blockages or feelings of lack of confidence within our subconscious that's not allowing us to achieve that. So I feel from now leading up to the full moon, it's a very powerful period that's going to allow us, it's going to bring the influences and the energies into our lives that will poke or trigger or that really force us to examine what our values are and why we are falling short of it. What financial obligations do we have or want, and how is it that we're not achieving it? Why is that? Where is it that we're working too hard, and why? Are we trying to compensate a sense of confidence with money? So there's so many arenas to this, which is personal for each one of us, but the influence of the scorpionic energy and the fact that we have the Sun and Mars and Mercury in Scorpio as well during that period indicates that we are really needing to go inwards. We're really needing to examine on a deeper level what's working, what isn't working, what lies within the subconscious, in order to get clearer on how it is that we want to move forward, because this is an eclipse. So it is about a pivotal turning point. And as I mentioned, because we have that transiting nodal axis moving from Gemini and Sagittarius into Taurus and Scorpio, this full moon, this lunar eclipse, I feel, is setting us up for the themes of what that may look like. So we are moving from the Gemini energy into the Taurus energy, where it's themes around what creates stability for us, what creates security for us. And not only stability and security, but sensuality, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and Taurus is a very feminine quality. It's very much connected to the earth. So not everything is about money, but it does equate to abundance, a sense of abundance and wealth within. So during this transit, we also have Pluto, as well as the ruler of Taurus, which is Venus, in Capricorn, and they come into a trine with the moon. So we have this, the Capricorn energy is wise. It's very driven. It's very much connected to power. It's mature. It's responsible. So there's this supporting influence that is allowing us to get clarity and make clearer decisions, because Pluto is also the ruler of Scorpio. So we're able to make clearer decisions around how it is that we can manage or transform these situations or challenges that are arising in our lives. And so that gives a helping hand to what is playing out in the mix. So I feel that, the promise of these videos is that it allows us deeper awareness into what's playing out in our lives and how we can transform it, because at the end of the day, we want to feel safe, we want to feel free, and we want to feel joy within our lives, as well as connect to a deeper level of sensuality. So with this full moon, I really do encourage you to take the time to sit at what you're ready to let go of. What is not serving your life? Are you striving for a false sense of security or stability through chasing after money, or staying in a situation that is clearly not healthy for you, but compensates because it gives you X, Y, Z? So these are the questions that will come under scrutiny during this period, and it's really just aligning you with your self-integrity, your clearest values, and a more healthier expression for your life, so that these changes can come into effect during this full moon. All right, so I've got the cards over here, and I'm going to give them a good shuffle. And as always, I do these full moon readings on behalf of the collective. It's just a small reading, just to see what some of the symbols are that want to fall out, just to give us a little bit more insight as to what could be playing out. So the first question that I'm going to ask, and this is a reading on behalf of the collective, connected to the full moon on the 19th of November at 27 degrees of Taurus. Okay, so the first question is, what is the theme for this reading for the full moon? What is the theme? Okay. So the next question is, what is this full moon? What is this full moon trying to reveal to us? What is this full moon trying to reveal to us? We have a card that fell out, and it's the sun. So the next question is, the moon in Scorpio, the moon in Taurus. What is the moon in Taurus wanting us to explore and examine? What is the moon in Taurus wanting us to explore and examine? Okay. And what is the sun in Scorpio wanting us to explore and examine? And then the last question is, what is the Pluto energy? How will the Pluto energy affect us? How will the Pluto energy affect us? All right, last card. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords on top of the deck here, and the Ace of Swords is all about, it's a paradigm shift. It's a change of perception. It's new awareness coming through, new understanding. It's a very auspicious card to receive. So it's on top of the deck, okay? However, the theme of this reading is the Seven of Swords, okay? And the Seven of Swords has to do with deception and illusion. So we are, during this full moon, we're going to be exploring wherever it is that either we are deceiving ourselves, we are deceiving others, or others are deceiving us. Where do we not have clear boundaries, or where are we not fully within integrity with ourselves and with others? So the Seven of Swords is the theme of the reading, and this is what's potentially going to get shaken up, deception and illusion, during this full moon. So I asked, what is the full moon wanting to show to us? And we got the sun. And this is a card of joy. And I guess the question is, where is it in your life that you are grappling so much with a false sense of stability or security in such a way, or even power in such a way, that you're not able to access joy and just relax and surrender into what that represents? So that is what it's about at the end of the day with this full moon. And in order to achieve that or understand that on a deeper level, we have to examine where we are not being clear, or where we're being deceptive or are being deceived. So then I asked, what is the moon in Taurus? What is the Taurus energy wanting to reveal to us? And we get the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is a card of walking away from things emotionally that no longer serve you in your life. And it rules water. The moon is a watery sign. And it's also a period of culmination. It's a period of completion, of walking away. And so this card feels really relevant. There is something that we're going to be walking away from that no longer serves us, or we are invited to walk away from something that no longer serves us, where we have not fully been in integrity in our lives and fully in honesty. So, and vice versa, others doing that to us. So then the sun in Scorpio, what is that wanting to reveal to us? And we have the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, she's in her power. She's grounded. She's earthed. She's abundant. She's sensual. And so it's very much, I feel, connected to the Taurus themes, which is ruled by Venus. However, in order for us to access that sensuality and that stability and that connectedness and that femininity, we have to go into the subconscious. So the sun in Scorpio is calling that in our lives. But in order to get there, we have to go into the subconscious first and examine what stops us from reaching that. And then the last card I asked was around what the Pluto influence is. And we have the Three of Wands, okay? And so I feel that the Three of Wands in this case is very much examining what our next steps are and our choices that we make with moving forward. So the Three of Wands is, you know, it's preparation. It's preparation, looking in a new direction for where next, for what next. And the Pluto brings the power and the drive and the clarity to be able to achieve that. So there we go. I hope that resonated for some of you, and we'd love to hear if this did resonate, and maybe you want to share a little bit about where this moon lies in your chart and what's coming up for you. We'd be curious to hear. And then again, if you did enjoy our content, please like and subscribe to our channel, and thank you so much for your support. Bye for now.